Good evening, everyone. My name is Kathleen Brady. I'm here representing the Blanton Museum of Art. I just wanted to thank you all for coming to see visual acoustics. You're really in for a treat. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the Alamo Drafthouse and Austin Film Society on putting together such an extraordinary film series for all of us to experience. I also wanted to thank the filmmaker tonight who is with us, Eric Ricker. I wanted to extend an invitation to all of you. If you have not seen Birth of the Cool at the Blanton, please come and experience the photographs of Julius Shulman in person. They are quite remarkable. So again, thank you so much, and I'm going to turn the microphone over to Chale from Austin Film Society. Thank you.
It's great to see this many people here tonight, and I'm sorry for the 100 people that are outside. We will be having another screening because the Alamo will set that up sometime, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So for your friends' sake, check on our website and let them know when it will be. I first saw this film at the Austin Film Festival last fall, and we were already talking with the Blanton and the Alamo about doing a series of films related to Birth of the Cool, and this was such an obvious choice. So I met Eric, and we're very fortunate. Eric has moved from LA to Austin. And he's a great booster of Austin. So we will be having a gathering after the Q&A. Q&A will be here, and we'll be going over to Paradise afterwards. So although it's cash bar, bring $4 or $5 and come over and meet Eric. You have to give me 2 of those dollars. And buy a beer and visit with Eric. So thanks again for your support. Here's Eric. You may have a few words.
Great. Thank you, Chale. I'll keep it brief. I do want to thank Chale and Austin Film Society, which is kind of my home room. I joined the Film Society before I even moved to Austin. So I want to thank the Film Society, of course, the Ritz, the Alamo. I've been telling my friend who's a screenwriter, I keep saying to him, the Alamo alone is reason to move to Austin. And then, of course, and the Blanton, too. And finally, you all. No, I'm sorry. I'm not short-sighting the Blanton, because you should, I absolutely recommend getting over to see Birth of the Cool. It's an incredible experience. It's one of those exhibits that you could go to, honestly, 3 times and you'll get something new. It's so rich. It spans across a number of different mediums, and you'll really get a sense of West Coast cool. And then I did want to thank you all for coming. Thank you very much for coming. And if you can tell your friends, if you had friends out in that line, we're so sorry that they couldn't get in, and thank them for coming. I appreciate that.
Eric Ricky. For Q&A. So I'll just start it off. Eric and I had lunch today, and he told me the story of how the film came to be. So if you just start with meeting Julius in '99, it's so obvious from the film how comfortable Julius feels with Eric. Once you meet Eric, you understand how it's a perfect relationship.
Yeah, so Chale and I had a great lunch today, and we were talking, and I met Julius by chance in 1999. And actually, I'll back it up just a little bit even further. I lived on this great street in Los Angeles called Orange Street, and I was engaged at the time, and my wife, we were going to move in together, and I needed a bigger place, and there was this incredible apartment that I wanted to be in. And there weren't any vacancies, so I called just the number on the apartment, and it was the owner. And she had told me there's no vacancies. And I said, look, just come on over, meet us, and we'll wait. I wanted to get on the top of her list. So she was this really incredible woman, Joan Biles, and she came over, and she happened to be Julius's next door neighbor. And she had been, I think, there since like 1952 or something. And we just started talking, and I was working as an art consultant at the time, and I needed some 1930s photographs of San Francisco. And she said, well, why don't you call my neighbor, Julius Shulman? And she gave me his number. And it's great because, you know, I keep telling people, he's in the book. You can just look him up in the Los Angeles, and you can call him. And I called him, and, you know, Julius Shulman, and he invited me up. And I was blown away instantly, and there were two things. Him as a person, he reminded me of my maternal grandfather right away. I mean, I hadn't met somebody like that in a long time. And then the second part of it was the photography, which was all new to me. And I was in his studio, and it's like Disneyland there, it really is. There's sculptures and photos and just books, there's a ton of books. And I was floored by the photography. I mean, the photography for me just comes out at you, it really does. Or like what Craig Kroll had said, or you can completely immerse yourself in it. So we developed a friendship, and through the years, this was in 1999, and then I started actually researching. The idea for the film happened about 2001, and then we embarked on this epic saga, which you could probably see by the credits. It was a long process, and every time I look at it, I keep thinking, did I miss somebody? The question was in reference to the music, and had I settled on something before the idea?
Did you consider, for example, period music? That would have been kind of maybe a cheesy shortcut. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So period music versus what we did. So I didn't want to do period music because I thought that would be the obvious. So I worked the music was done all the way through by one person. And he's one of my best friends in the world. I've known Charlie since 1995, and he's one of my musician friends. And I really could have just said, Charlie, just take this and make some music for it, and I would have been happy with it. He's an incredible musician, and we're able to just, like, we can both feel it and articulate it to one another. So that was one of the most enjoyable processes throughout the entire thing, was working on the music. Yes, right here.
I have a question about when you filmed the Disney Hall. How do you push the film in that one sequence?
Yeah, the question was when we filmed Disney Concert Hall, why we pushed the film. It was an accident.
I was curious about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do justice in terms of explaining the full concept of pushing the film. There's probably many people in the audience that could do much better than I could. But it was overexposed, and it was, as you can see, the film was extremely grainy, and you know, we were just actually I learned Julius operates his life like this, but you know, so many people are like, it's a look, it looks great, don't worry about it. So. Yeah, and I like that interpretation. I haven't heard that before, but it makes me think. Thank you.
What was it?
I'm sorry?
What was the interpretation?
We can't hear.
Oh, she was talking, sorry. She was talking about the idea that the look of it and how it almost, I mean, for me, it just kind of, my brain started moving forward with what you were saying, and the idea that I think with the look of the film and the granular quality to it, it's almost like he's almost removed. It's not something that we're normally used to seeing on screen, so it almost removes him and us from the whole thing, and then it kind of gives the idea, and the comment was about how almost his life is going by,